end zones as well. Tailgating going on all around. If you couldn't get into the stadium, they have the TVs posted up all around the tailgate area. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful sunny afternoon of SWAC football. 64 degrees. We finally have football weather in the SWAC.
Here comes the kick. Travarius Adams gets the kick, bounces it out to the right side, gets to the 20-yard line. Just a whole nest of Hornets trying to block for him. The Jackson State Tigers on the ball. He'll start the call here right on the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Braves. Still waiting to see the game time decision at quarterback. Xavier Vaughn tweaked his ankle last week. Trey Lawrence got in to play most of the second half, and looks like it's going to be Trey Lawrence starting off here for the Alcorn State Braves.
And Trey Lawrence last week, 3 of 9, 15 yards, had 1 touchdown, but had 2 interceptions last week in the ball game against Prairie View.
In the backfield is going to be Kim Brown, the freshman from Prentice, Mississippi, right up the middle. Goes the call and nowhere to go.
Of course, Alcorn, as we mentioned, coming in winners of 2 ball games in a row against Texas Southern and Prairie View.
Right back up the middle again goes the Alcorn State Braves. Nowhere to go on that right side, man. They're crashing it down. Let's talk about the impact players for today's game. Herb Mulligan, Joshua Nobles for the Jackson State Tigers, but on the Alcorn State side of the ball, Malachi Bailey and Travarius Griffin. Here's the pass right across the middle, and there are flags on the play all over the back right side. There was the intended receiver, Travarius Adams. Yeah, Adams is
Spot
going to be
foul.
held from behind.
Automatic.
That's going to be enough for a first down for the Alcorn State Braves there on the drive.
Yeah, early penalty against Jackson State. Everett Wiggins on the outside. You see him get there a little too early on the inside slant. So that's going to be 10-yard penalty, automatic first down for the Braves.
The Braves now from their 29. Lawrence gets it, throws it there left side into the flats. Nowhere to go. All type of Tigers over there roaring and stopping it down, making the tackle is Travarius Griffin.
Well, what Jackson State wants to do, they want to force Alcorn into 2nd and 3rd and long situations with the young quarterback in Trey Lawrence. They want to put pressure on him. They want to load the box and force Alcorn to throw the football here this afternoon.
Yeah, Griffin on that tight end catch there. Griffin, the senior from Tallahassee. Here we go back to live action. Lawrence gets it, hands it off right up the middle. Breaks the tackle, gets into the open field, and dives to the 45-yard line. Close. Cam Brown, the freshman from Prentice, Mississippi, has come over and made the transition from defensive back to running back, and the Alcorn State Braves are getting fired up here today.
Yeah, great run by Jacorian Sewell there on the inside.
Right back up the middle. On the right side, a gain of, call it 2. All types of Tigers coming up off the bottom of the pile. Looks like that time it was led by Webb, who came over from the right defensive backside.
Jacorian Sewell, the 2nd leading ground gainer for Alcorn this season, coming into the ball game, 616 yards on the season, averaging 5.5 yards a carry.
Sewell looks like he was wearing number 28. There's a pass right there on the left side on the 40-yard line, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And here's another look at it.
Yeah, watch it here from the end zone angle. Trey Lawrence could throw that time right off the hands of his intended receiver, but a great hit by Guthrie to dislodge the football from Griffin, the big tight end who's had a tremendous season, kind of doubling up as tight end. You'll see him in the backfield as well in short yardage situations. but could not hold on to that first down throw.
Sewell in the backfield. Here comes the Braves. Lawrence drops back, throws right in the middle, incomplete. Mike Smith with some great defense. Mike Smith the third knocking it out of the way. And that's going to bring out the punter, Franklin Rogers. Is it going to be Rogers or Gorman punting this time? Terrell back deep along with Janelon Dupree. That one's going to take a bounce. And it's going to take an Alcorn State bounce and end up at the 11-yard line. What are the keys to the game? What does Jackson State have to do to defeat these Alcorn State Braves here? What do they have to do in this first series?
So these keys to the game brought to you by GM. First and foremost, they have to protect the rock. They had 4 fumbles last week, lost 1, so they have to protect the football. Also, they want to limit the explosive plays of Alcorn. They don't think the Braves can drive the length of the field, but they have to stop those explosive plays. As for Alcorn, they want to have early down success. They have to pick up 4 or 5 yards on first and second down. And home of the Braves, they want to protect their home field here on the reservation this afternoon.
Game brought to you by GM. Here come the Jackson State Tigers. Irv Mulligan with a big run already. The very first play from scrimmage. Mulligan runs right off the right tackle and pops it right down that hash for a big gain.
Mulligan came into this ball game only needing 47 yards to get to 1,000 yards on the season. He picks up 29 on his first run from scrimmage.
1st and 10 now for the Tigers. Twin sits. Right up the middle, back to Mulligan. And he'll pick up about 4 yards on the carry there. Irv Mulligan coming in 143 carries for 953 yards. Very close to that 1,000 mark. Just kind of scratching the heels of Walter Payton's all-time single-season record.
He has been tremendous so far in his career here at Jackson.
Trips left, but flags are on the play. Movement on the line. Somebody got a little antsy on the offensive side of the ball. That's going to back them up 10, and we'll start this one all over again. It's going to be a 2nd and now 15. Second and 11 for the Jackson State Tigers. Here's the pass right over into the flats. Flags on the play. Mulligan gets the catch. Good defense by the Alcorn State Braves with their flags in the backfield.
Jaquez Dew and Malachi Bailey on the outside making the tackle, but let's check the penalty marker.
Holding. Offense. Number 70. 10 yards.
So right now, Jackson State backing themselves up with penalties.
It's going to make it a 2nd and 21 now.
That one against Kirk Ford Jr., the 6'5", 308-pound senior out of Keller, Texas. Talked about Alcorn getting behind the chains. If you're Jackson State, you don't want to get behind the chains either.
The fake on the jet sweep. Morgan's going to keep it and go around the right side and pick up 6 yards on the carry. It's going to bring up now a 3rd and 14 for the Tigers. They've got to do something here. Travis Terrell. They're up top. Here comes Morgan, dropping back to pass. Terrell's in the backfield, and Morgan is in trouble, trying to spin out of trouble. No way. The Braves are all over him. Stamarion Edwards leading the charge for the Braves. We talked about him in the pregame, man. He's a beast.
Oh, he is the man, the senior. leads the team in tackles or in tackles with 82 coming into the ball game today. That is his third sack on the season. And along with Malachi Bailey, you talk about a dynamic duo. Those two will wreck your offense, especially if you get in third and long situations like Jackson State just was.
Back deep, Amarion Blakes. Here's the kick. Beautiful punt. That's going to send Blake all the way back to his 18-yard line. He'll recover, pick it up, now bring it to the left side, finds a hole, and it's open, and he'll scamper out to the 40-yard line, and their flag's on the play.
A nice return, but it could be coming back. It's normally a push in the back or a clipping penalty. We'll see what the officials call here.
During the return, illegal blocking the back on the return team, number 83.
You're exactly right.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That's going to give the Alcorn State Braves a first down on their 40. Stick around. We'll step aside. Come back with more exciting football here on ESPN.
State is that those players will be back for the championship game against Southern on December 7th. But, of course, none of us like to see what happened at the end of that ball game, and hopefully that's the last time we'll see something like that at the end of one of these games.
And we talked to Coach Cedric Thomas on Friday about maybe something that will bring not only those two teams together, these two teams will bring college football back together, and we'll get back to doing what we want to do. There's another pass right across the middle. It's caught at the 19-yard line. That's going to move the down marker closer, maybe 8 yards on the pickup here. Let's see. Damian Jones with the reception for the Braves.
Yeah, great catch by Jones. He's had a very nice season. Came into the ball game, 29 catches on the year, averaging nearly 9 yards per reception. Nice season for the young receiver out of Alcorn.
2nd and 9 for the Braves. There's the handoff, left side, goes over left tackle. Man, just too many Tigers over there. Nobles, looks like Nobles on that right side. Joshua Nobles, the junior from Camden, New Jersey.
And again, you're trying to run against this tough Jackson State defense. They only give up 114 yards per game on the ground. And it looks like we may have a shaken up Alcorn Brave there.
And he's going to shake it off and come off for a play.
Renee Miller, the big freshman, he's a key cog in that offensive line. Cannot afford to lose him, especially this afternoon against this tough Jackson State front seven.
3rd and 3 for the Braves. Stack set up top, far side.
And this is their jumbo truck formation with Truck in the backfield.
Truck with a big block, and they take it right up the middle, close to the first down. Looks like, yeah, he's going to move the change this time. First down for the Braves.
And it's that short yardage formation. They put those two big 300-pound linemen in the backfield, kind of a diamond formation in front of Truck Griffin. And he just uses his big 220-pound frame to run through defenders and move the chains.
Sewell checks back in for the Braves. 2 receivers at the bottom. Now they come to the left side with a tight end. Sewell gets the handoff right up the middle, takes it left side, and picks up a couple of yards off the drive. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 now for the Braves. They're really moving the ball.
Good job, ball control offense. This is what Alcorn wants to do. They want to eat up clock. They have a young quarterback in Trey Lawrence in the ball game. They don't want to put him in harm's way. If he throws the football, they want him to throw it on first down or in 2nd and short, 3rd and short situations. They don't want to put him in harm's way against this Jackson State defense.
Vaughn drops back, throws left. It's partially tipped, but they pick it up. That's Sewell there, picking up maybe 3 yards to get it to the 30-yard line and ridden out of bounds.
Great job by the young quarterback. The blitz coming off the edge. Watch it here, coming from the left side of your screen. Coming in was Michael Smith III, but Lawrence with a good quick throw, knows where his hot read is, and did a good job to get the ball out in the flat.
3rd and 6 now for Alcorn State. Twins right, a single receiver up top. He'll come in motion there to the right. It's going to be a jet sweep. No, a fake. And Lawrence is going to keep it, but nowhere to go, man. The Jackson State Tigers sniffed that one out. Great defense.
Well, look, you don't want to run Trey Lawrence in there inside the tackles too often.
Ashton Taylor picking up the tackle. For the Jackson State Tigers, out to punt is going to be Franklin Rogers.
Yeah, Trey Lawrence, 6'3", 185-pound junior quarterback. And coming in to make that stop was Haney.
Terrell Jr., Travis Terrell Jr., back deep along with Jalen Dupree. Dupree gets it on the left side, skips to the 40-yard line, and is ridden out of bounds real hard. Good tackle. Way to come up and make that stop. Number 83 making a big stop for the Tigers of Jackson State.
Well, so far we thought we were going to have a defensive battle in this ball game, and that's exactly what we've had for the first 9.5 minutes or so. It's had the football twice. This will be the second possession for Jackson State. Great throw. It started with excellent protection up front. And then Morgan just drops a dime to Isaiah Spencer. All the time in the world. And just a beautiful throw and catch. Watch it here. Coming right into your living room. Just drops it in the bucket. Had 5 yards on the defender. So the quick strike from Jackson State after the change of possession, and Morgan able to go up top and drop it in. He had 2 touchdown passes last week against Alabama State and gets Jackson State on the board early here in the first period against Alcorn. Yeah, he did an excellent job with the pump fake. And look, you set it up with the play action, go over the top, and you hit them early. And now that Jackson State crowd that's made their way down for this ball game, you know they travel well, and they're making a lot of noise here in Lorman right now.
Sold out as of yesterday. So, man, I tell you, this is an electric atmosphere. And here come the Alcorn State Braves to try to counter that big touchdown, that big strike by the Jackson State Tigers.
Yeah, we talked about these explosive plays in the open, and one of the keys for Jackson State was to avoid the explosive plays of Alcorn, but now they have one for themselves, and now we see if the Braves can answer.
Yeah, Cedric Thomas said that we've got to match their big plays. If they hit us, we got to hit them back and hit them back real quick. Rogers in the backfield goes into the flats, tries to skip a tackler, but great defense, man. Coming storming in there are the Tigers of Jackson State. Tavarius Griffin on the tight end screen had nowhere to go. 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 on that one.
Yeah, great job swarming to the football by that Jackson State defense.
Wiggins leading the charge. Here we go. There's the pass. Drop back. He's going to keep it. And get close to the first down. He's going to be dropped right at the 25-yard line. Vaughn.
That's Xavier Vaughn in the ball game now at quarterback. So we didn't know if we would see Xavier after that injury last week against Prairie View, but here he is on this third possession for the Braves.
Vaughn in the shotgun. Drops back. He's going to run it. Vaughn is ready. No, he stops and throws it right in the middle, and he throws an interception right in the middle of the field. Anthony Petty, the senior from Wiggins, Mississippi, picks it off. Vaughn trying to go for the home run hit early and threw it right into coverage. If you go back and look, folks, there's the safeties right on the hashes. He threw it right there in the middle. And you just can't do that on a great defensive team like Jackson State with those great defensive backs. Here's the replay.
Yeah, you see the pressure coming off the edge by Phillip Webb. That forced Vaughn out of the pocket, trying to throw it back across the middle of the field, and that is a cardinal sin for a quarterback. You never want to throw it across your body back to the middle of the field, almost like a punt, and the easiest interception of the year for Anthony Petty.
Irv Mulligan in the backfield. The Tigers will have it at midfield. Bennett comes left. They hand it off to Mulligan left, and there's nowhere to go. Good defense by the Braves, man. Just a whole hornet's nest over there. And that's going to be a loss of maybe 4 yards on it. It's going to bring up no gain on the play there. A loss of 2. Are they going to spot it at the 10? Okay, so 2nd and 10. Trips up top. Morgan throws right side, and it's caught. The intended receiver, Jaylon Dupree, will catch it, but maybe just a yard on the play. No gain.
So a couple of really nice defensive plays by Alcorn after the turnover. Their defense now, let's see if they can get off the field and pick up their offense.
3rd down for the Tigers. Morgan drops back, looks left, throws left, has a man, and it's caught. That time by Fortellian, Jonas Fortellian, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida, gets the big catch for the Tigers to keep the drive alive.
Well, you had 2 receivers in the same area. You had Fortillion, and then you also had Jaylon Dupree. Dupree peeled off and allowed Fortillion to go up and make that catch.
Morgan drops back, rolls right, plenty of time. The tight end's right across the middle. It's caught that time by Fortillion again. That's not the tight end, that's Fortillion. That's 2 in a row. After that big 35-yard catch there, the toss and throw from Morgan to Fortillion.
Well, that was a huge 3rd down completion, and now Jackson State deep inside the red zone of Alcorn.
Second and 3 for the Tigers. Morgan hands it to Mulligan right off the right tackle. That's going to be easy. Touchdown, Jackson State. Men, they're clicking on all cylinders.
Great blocking on the right side of that offensive line for the Tigers. And Mulligan goes in virtually untouched. Watch it here from the end zone angle. Great zone blocking, just blocking down. Excellent cut by Mulligan. Just put that foot in the ground and then trot into the end zone for 6. Excellent job by Mulligan, his 9th touchdown rushing of the season.
Beza to attempt the point after off the 10-yard run. The snap is back, the kick is up, and it's good. And with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play here in the first.
Here due to injury, and they are still putting up points at a premium. 14 points here in the first half. They've outgained Alcorn so far this afternoon, 140 yards to 43. So an all-around great start to this ball game by Jackson State.
Rogers back deep along with Adams. Here comes the kick, left side. Rogers gets it at the 10-yard line down to the 15, skips in, tries to dive towards the 20-yard line. He'll be stopped at the 17.
You know, with this fast start by Jackson State, what it has done is really take this energized Alcorn crowd out of the ball game. So the Braves are going to have to find a way to generate some points, generate some momentum to get their fans back involved in this contest.
Yeah, the Braves fans started out, man, really fired up here and really have been quieted by the Jackson State Tigers. Let's see if Xavier Vaughn can come back in here and get that offense to clicking. Sewell's in the backfield. Vaughn with the snap, gives it to Sewell, breaks the tackle, gets now to the 30-yard line, to the 40, it's off to the races. One man to beat. The 30, the 20. Will he get there? Yes! Touchdown, Braves. 82 yards on the very first play. Touchdown, Alcorn State. Beautiful play.
What a response by Alcorn. Great blocking at the point of attack. And once Jacorian Sewell gets to the second level, you're not gonna get him as he takes it to the house. His longest touchdown run of the season, 82 yards to pay dirt. And now the Braves within an extra point of making this a 7-point game.
Kiani's kick is up, and it's good. 1:44 left to play here in the first quarter. The Jackson State Tigers are leading the Alcorn State Braves 14-7, but man, there seems to be a momentum shift here, Ken.
Man, what a huge, we just talked about it, that all of the momentum was on the Jackson State side, but it only took one play from Jacorian Sewell, the home run hitter, came into this ball game, second leading rusher on the team, 616 yards on the season. He just added 82 to that total.
Yeah, well, let's take a look around the league. Today's SWAC news and notes are brought to you by GM.
Yeah, you look at the standings right now, Jackson State and Southern, they have both wrapped up first to the championship game. Alcorn at 5-2, they've solidified themselves as the number two ranked team in the West. You look at the East side, Alabama State, they were predicted to win the East this year, but they had a lot of injuries at quarterback. Florida A&M, Alabama A&M, both 3-3 on the season. Mississippi Valley down at the bottom, but they had that big win over FAMU a couple of weeks ago. So congratulations to Mississippi Valley State. They've looked a lot better this year in 2024.
Short kick. Fielded at the 30-yard line, coming around the right side, trying to break a tackle, getting in the open field, and being ridden out of bounds. It's going to be Shamar Hawkins, the junior from Chicago, Illinois, on a muffed kick. Well, now we talked to Coach Cedric Taylor, and we also talked TC Taylor and also Cedric Thomas. They want to keep it away from Travis Terrell. Terrell, the big play guy from Jackson State. Cedric Thomas said, we're going to kick the ball away from him, kick it short, and obviously that's what happened just then. They're trying to keep it out of Terrell's hands.
Yeah, Terrell has 2 touchdowns on kickoff returns this season, and they want to keep it out of his hands. He's a talented freshman from Atlanta, a big play kid, and if he gets into the open field, you can say goodnight. So very good coaching to keep it away from Thomas.
Morgan, quick toss right side, Mulligan. Picks up 5, now 6, and looking at it diving towards about 8 yards there on the carry. That's going to bring up a second down, maybe 3. Call it 2. Morgan, 4-4 for 103 yards and a touchdown in the air so far today. Morgan standing at the 30, Mulligan to the right. Here's the snap. Morgan throws it across the middle, 5 for 5 now. It's caught. And that's going to be enough for the first down. Marvin Landry, the big tight end out of Tarleton, Florida, or pardon me, Lakeland, Florida, with the first down for the Tigers.
Well, Alcorn brought 5 that time against Morgan, had one-on-one coverage on the shallow cross.
Morgan to Mulligan, right up the middle. And Edwards coming up with a tackle and a little extracurricular activity going on. The officials who are doing a great job quickly separating them. Veteran Southwestern Athletic Conference officiating team. Preston Clipper is the referee. The umpire, Daniel Harris. Headline judge is Torrey Combs. The other line judge is Willie McLaren. Field judge is Charleston Colston. Side judge, Ashton Dillon. The back judge is Greg Thames. The center judge is Stephen Johnson. And the replay official is Brian Jones. Replay communicator, Mr. Phil Davis. And there's a timeout on the field. Mulligan in the backfield. Gets the pitch and gets close to the first down. Good job of running by Irv Mulligan. That's got to be 1,010 yards, 6 yards on the carry.
Yeah, congratulations to Irv Mulligan hitting that 1,000-yard mark. Came into the ball game this afternoon only needing 43 yards, has 48 yards already in this ball game. So he has already hit that 1,000-yard mark early in this one.
Chasing Walter Payton's single season record of 1,000, is it 27 yards in a single season? We'll check. Mulligan, right up the middle. Powers for 4 yards across to the 40-yard line, and that'll move the chains. First down for the Tigers. They're on the move.
Yeah, Mulligan will get a break now, and here comes the freshman, Travis Terrell. You got to keep an eye on him, number 0. In the backfield.
Here's the snap. Morgan looking for a man, throws it deep, and it's almost intercepted, but it's out of bounds. Portillion, the intended receiver, pushed out of bounds. That's going to bring up a second down and 10 now.
And that was great coverage on the outside. That was a slow go-round. They faked a slant on the inside and then took off downfield. But great coverage in the secondary by Andrew Smith, the senior out of Mansfield Legacy High School in Texas.
Terrell gets the handoff right up the middle, gets across to the 30-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. And Terrell really powering right up the middle. Compliment Irv Mulligan. They're going to give him a break.
Yeah, Terrell very fast, very quick, hits the hole inside very quickly.
Terrell in the backfield after a 10-yard gain and stopped in the backfield for no gain on this one. -2 there.
Big number 44, Malachi Bailey, getting in to make the stop that time. Bailey leads the team in tackles for loss with 19 on the season. You can add to that total now as he drops Terrell for a 2-yard loss.
3 receivers to the bottom, 1 at the top, single man coverage at the top. I knew it. There's a pass right up the middle. It's caught there by Richard Mays Jr., and Mays has enough for the first down. The Braves all over him. Or is that Fortellian? Pardon me, that's 16. Jonas Fortellian. Is that Fortellian or Fortellion? It's Fortellian. They've got 2 different ways to pronounce it here on our scorecards.
Good quick throw by Morgan, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, saw the pressure coming in his face, Just a quick slant to Fortillion. He makes a nice first down reception.
12 yards on the reception for Fortillion, leading all receivers here. Here's a handoff left side to Mulligan. Mulligan coming around the left, breaking another tackle, getting to the 10, looking for the end zone. Can't find it. He'll get to the 5-yard line, though. And, man, Fortillion is chasing that 1,029-yard mark of Walter Payton. He's going to get it tonight, I can tell you.
Well, great job by Mulligan showing his patience, letting his linemen establish their blocks before he accelerates. That's one of the great skill sets of a good running back. They always teach you to hit the hole fast, but sometimes you have to have that patience to let those blocks formulate, and then you can hit that crease.
15 yards on the carry. He's got to be close. Right back at him. To the 5, to the 3. Touchdown, Tigers. Just a great job of pumping and grinding and pumping. Finally, he found the winner's circle.
Another great job by that offensive line as they are just wearing down the defense of Alcorn State. The Braves have not been able to match the physicality of the offensive line of Jackson State here in this first half as the Tigers put up 3 touchdowns early in this one.
Bezo with the snap, the kick, and it's good. And Jackson State has jumped on top of the Alcorn State Braves by 2 scores, 21-7. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come back with more SWAC football, sponsored by Pepsi. 76 yards. Now he's 10 of 81 with 2 touchdowns and has reached 1,034 yards. Man, that's tremendous.
Good to see him set that mark here this afternoon.
That one's going to sail out of bounds, and we'll start at the 30. Tremendous job by Mulligan. The Wofford transfer, was reading some of his information, ran for 5,000 yards in high school.
Tremendous running back. Tremendous talent, but you have to combine that with his hard work that he puts in.
And he is really low to the ground, just a real strong runner. And, man, to the outside, once he gets in the open field, man, he's out of there. And I tell you, this is going to be really good going down the stretch. He might have a future on Sundays.
He could. He very could well.
Vaughn back in now for the Alcorn State Braves. Sewell had a big 57-yard run. Let's see if he can match it now. They give it right side. It's a trick play. And it's caught there by Diablo McGee. But we're trying to see if he caught it inbounds. No, it's no good. He was out of bounds.
Yeah, so they went to the former quarterback, Tyler Macon, on the end-around throwback. And that was intended for McGee. Looked like a little contact downfield before the football got there. I thought that may be a PI.
I thought that was a pull there, too. He grabbed his right arm. But no call there. Vaughn and Sewell. Vaughn drops back, looks in the flat, gets it to the receiver. It's caught there by Adams. Adams goes around the right side, across the 35, close to the 40. That'll be enough to move the sticks.
So we talked to Coach Cedric Thomas. We said, "Look, Coach, it's the last game of the season. Are you gonna unleash some trick plays here this afternoon?" He was like, "Look, we are gonna empty the playbook today, if needed." So you saw it on the play before on that end around pass that was incomplete.
Sewell runs right into a den of Tigers. Nowhere to go. Leading the charge for the Jackson State Tigers was Kazarius Bowie, the senior from right there in Jackson, Mississippi. 10:32 left to play. 21-7 the score. Alcorn State has it on their own 37. Sewell runs right in the flat. It's caught across the middle over there to Tyler, making moves and getting the first down for the Braves.
Well played, sir. Well played. making moves. Tyler Macon coming back this week. Missed a couple of games because of injury. Came into this program as a quarterback. After they recruited Xavier Vaughn, Tyler Macon was like, look, I got to get on the field. So I'm ready to go play receiver, coach. And he's been dynamite in that slot position.
Nyreek Sharp with the defense. There's a pitch right up the middle. And here comes Tavarius Griffin. The big truck driver gets across midfield for a first down for the Alcorn State Braves.
Tavarius Griffin, they call him Truck. He's a Swiss Army knife. He'll line up at receiver. He'll line up at tailback, tight end spot. They'll put him in the slot. And you see him be able to pick up some nice yardage there.
Yeah, 14 yards on that one, and I think there's going to be a timeout here. Another trick play, another opportunity for Tyler Macon to throw it. And he threw it back across the field. The intended receiver was Diablo. No, not Diablo. I'm trying to find it.
Xavier Vaughn, the quarterback.
It's a throwback back to the quarterback.
Yeah,
a quarterback throwing to a quarterback.
Yeah, they're gonna empty the playbook here today with the trick plays and trying to get some momentum against this Jackson State defense.
Vaughn's going to keep it this time, runs it around the left side, and nowhere to go. Good defense there.
And that was Phillip Webb coming up to make that stop on the outside. Alcorn was not able to get that outside block to set the edge. And Phillip Webb, 6'5", 265-pound senior, transferred from LSU, making a tremendous play on the outside.
Yeah, 33 tackles coming into this one. He's a beast. 3rd and 5 for the Braves. Vaughn just throws it away.
Well, you know who he had coming off the edge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Robert McDaniel.
Yeah, he had to hurry that one up.
Robert McDaniel began his career at Mississippi College, came here to Alcorn, and then transferred to Jackson State. So this is a homecoming for him. And we just talked about him being the SWAC Defensive Player of the Week last week, and you saw why, coming off the edge to force that errant throw, and now a punting situation once again for the Braves.
Yeah, with no one back deep. Punting from the 50, a swift punt. And Alcorn gets down and trying to pin Jackson State back, and yeah, they'll pin them back down at the 6-yard line. 7:59 left to play here in the second quarter. Now we're playing X's and O's. Here comes the Jackson State Tigers. Wide open. Mulligan just is running all over the Braves here. There's another 30-yard scamper, or 5, 10, 15, 15-yard scamper. Looked like he was running for days, though. They started at the 5. That's going to be enough for the first down.
I mean, you just got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line of Jackson State right now.
Morgan throws deep. Oh, and it's almost caught. The intended receiver is going to be Eric Simmons, the senior from Greenville, Mississippi. Speaking of that whole Delta area, congratulations to the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State. Finishing up strong there, huh?
Oh, yeah. And that big win over FAMU.
Real strong. Morgan drops back again. Mulligan, left side, grinding and pumping and grinding. Gets almost to the 30-yard line. Call it the 28. A gain of 7.
And again, running over that left side. Big number 70, Kirk Ford Jr., the left tackle. the Phil Steele preseason all-conference player. Also, DeAndre Towns Blue on that left side as well at that left guard position. Both of those guys doing an outstanding job here so far this afternoon.
Morgan is going to keep it right up the middle now. Gets out to the left side to the 40, to the 45-yard line, skips to the 50, and across midfield on the fake, man, and that's enough for a first down, Tigers.
And again, you see just the inside zone read. Morgan decides to pull it as the big fella, big number 79, Quavion Davis, rumbling downfield trying to help him block. Fortillion also getting a block outside. Morgan got a little confused. He wanted to go outside. He should have stayed inside. He probably could have picked up a little bit more real estate.
29 yards on that one. First down, Tigers. They give it right back to Terrell Jr., Travis Terrell Jr., and that's going to be enough for a first down with 9 yards gained on that one.
Jackson State just picking up yardage in chunks right now against this Braves defense. Alcorn has no answers, and right now there's an injured Brave down on the field.
2nd and 1, folks. Check that. They've got 1st and 10 there on the scoreboard. 5:46 left to play. As we've got an injured Brave at midfield. Man, just talking about this atmosphere and the game day experience. This is what it's all about, folks. I mean, golly gee, if you could just see everybody. I know the cameras are panning. We've got a great crew here. And you can see just all of the activities that are going on. Kids from all over Mississippi are here at Alcorn State to watch both of these teams, formidable foes. Some discrepancies in how long this game has been going on and how many wins and losses for both teams. Now, Alcorn State has them kin at 38, 48 and 6. That's the record since 1927. If you go and look at Jackson State, they're on 1954, and this is their 45th meeting. So some discrepancies there. We're going to have to go down to the SWAC game. It's going to have to call Andrew Roberts and make sure that's correct. Both teams saying something different about the records.
Well, look, you throw the records out, as we say, when it comes
absolutely.
to this ball game. You can throw the records out. And again, Alcorn State coming into this ball game, they have to find some answers on defense. Defensive coordinator Deion Robertson talking with his coaches or talking with his players over here on this side, trying to find some answers up front right now because, you know, we talked about Malachi Bailey and Stamarian Edwards and those guys. Well, right now, all of those guys are getting blown off the line of scrimmage, and so they're going to have to make some adjustments. Jackson State right now averaging 10.5 yards per play. They only average 6.5 yards per play on the season.
Morgan drops back, fakes it, and hands it right up the middle to the freshman, Travis Terrell Jr. He'll pick up 3 on that one. And that'll be enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Man, they're just dominating there at the point of attack and line of scrimmage. Man, they're just really.
Yeah, and they're going to bring Kurt Ford Jr. He got shaken up on the play to left tackle, so he's going to come out of the ball game for at least one play. Mason Barton, the freshman, will check in for him.
And another timeout.
Jackson State. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Good look there at head coach T.C. Taylor in his second year. And, you know, we talked to Coach T.C. Taylor this week about what it means to get that opportunity to play in the championship game against Southern in a couple of weeks. And he said, look, our main focus is today for our seniors. We want our seniors to win their final regular season ball game. And that's where his main focus has been. And we asked, well, coach, are you going to give, you're going to sit out Mulligan? You're going to sit out Morgan? Like, nope.
Nope. He said, no,
Nope.
I'm not.
this
He said
game,
it very convincingly either. No, I'm not.
this game is
Can't.
too important.
Well, we, like on the other side of the ball, we thought maybe we would see some of the younger players get in, maybe some players that hadn't, gotten in. And no, they're going to get everybody a chance. There's a quick pass to the tight end, Marvin Landy. And they're going to call that one complete. Man, he barely caught that one, used the breadbasket to catch that one.
Yeah, watch the pressure coming off the edge. Malachi Bailey, and that was the fast look there. But the officials say complete. And so
4 yards on that pass. Morgan getting the call from the sideline. Terrell in the backfield. There's a man wide open. Going deep on the right side, trailing Eric Simmons. That time on the right side was Napoleon Collier. And a man-on-man situation zone on the other side. What they do is they spread the field. They'll put all the receivers up top to the near side of the field and put one-on-one with your best guy against my best guy.
Yeah, that ball just slightly overthrown that time by Morgan. Could have had another 6. Uh-oh.
Strips right,
Free
flags
play.
on the play. And it looked like some encroachment there. Looks like the Jackson State Tigers going to be offsides.
It looks like we got maybe 2 penalties.
Yeah, one in the backfield. Okay, yeah, there's another one. So one on each side of the field.
And then we have one down in the secondary as well. So we'll see what the verdict is here.
Two fouls on the play. They're both on the defense. Offside, defense. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Yeah, Andrew Smith getting flagged with the call. And that's going to be enough for a first down, the spot of the foul, and that brings the ball all the way down to the 11-yard line. Pardon me, the 21-yard line. -7. The 13-yard line. Here we go, right side. Nowhere to go, man. Travis Terrell is just smothered that time by big number 79 for the Alcorn State Braves. Is that 79 or 77 coming off the bottom of the pile? No replay, no prize at the end for him.
Into that red zone area for Jackson State, where they've converted 66% of their red zone trips into touchdowns this season.
3:33 left to play here in the second. Quick pass, right side. Has a man, hands on him. And no flags on the play.
Yeah, Wallace Melton in coverage, one-on-one. Again, that was just a post corner route. But good coverage by Melton. Officials say no harm, no foul. So it'll be third down now, and big play here for Alcorn. They have to keep Jackson State out of the end zone here.
Yeah, well, they bring in Irv Mulligan, their moneymaker. And let's see what happens. Trips up top. A single receiver here at the bottom. Morgan drops back, throws it across the middle. No! And a win here for the Braves. Stamarion Edwards again coming in with the big hit
Yeah, watch
on the quarterback.
Double eight
Boom.
gap blitz.
Right in his face.
Edwards on one side. You see Jaquez Dew on the other. And Stamarion Edwards putting the pressure. So Alcorn dialing up the heat now on Jacorian Morgan and forcing that incompletion.
Well, here comes the field goal attempt, a 32-yard attempt there by Beza. The snap is back, the kick is up. It's long enough, deep enough, and it's good. 3:16 left here in the first half. The Jackson State Tigers 24-7. The Alcorn State Braves have not been able to answer since that big 57-yard run from, 82-yard, run from Jacorian Sewell.
Yeah, this was a drive that started all the way back on their own 6-yard line, and they were able to matriculate all the way down the field into the red zone, cap it off, 12-play, 80-yard drive, took 4:43 off the clock, and kicked the field goal to extend it out to a 24-7 lead.
Fans getting ready for the Pepsi halftime show, folks. Don't forget, coming up here in a few moments, the sonic boom of Jackson State and the Alcorn State Band will do battle in the Battle of the Bands. Back deep for the Alcorn State Braves. Rogers and Brandon, Tavarius Adams. Back deep, they're going to try to, and this one's going to be returnable. Adams gets it at the 5, gets to the 15, to the 10, to the 20-yard line, and to the 30. Flags all over the place.
It looked like Alcorn was going to end up with pretty good field position, but that kickoff return may be wiped out.
The officials conversing, and we'll see.
Holding on the return team, number 10. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Alcorn.
I think the DJ might get in a little trouble for that. The DJ is master mixing the call there.
Third penalty of this half for Alcorn State. Yeah, DJ getting into the action a little bit.
Yeah, junior linebacker, a Quadric Ross, called for the hold on the kickoff. And I guess the DJ must be an Omega.
He could be. He could be.
Could be, huh? Trips up top there for the Alcorn State Braves.
The Burrows getting down right now.
Let's see what Morgan can do. Nothing.
Wow.
A handoff right up the middle of Sewell, and he has nowhere to go. A loss of 1 on that one.
Yeah, Big John Brown getting into the backfield, destroying that play. The grad student out of Jackson making his presence felt early in this one. And this is a big drive for Alcorn.
Yeah, John
One,
Brown.
they have to try to get some points. But more importantly, they cannot afford to go 3 and out and give the football right back to Jackson State.
Quick toss, left side from Morgan. Pass complete to Richard Mays. Pardon me, check that. Diablo McGee. Mays and McGee, 2 receivers, 2 same numbers. McGee, the sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri.
Xavier Vaughn looking to the sideline. They may just let this run down to the 2-minute timeout and then talk about this critical third down play coming up for the Braves, as right now they are only 1 for 6 on third downs so far here this afternoon.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Crowd buster.
Wow. The number of that truck, number 8, and that was Jaden Ward, 6'1", 230 pounds, and he may have knocked the wisdom tooth loose of Xavier Vaughn. And look, we talked to Coach T.C. Taylor about the running quarterbacks of Alcorn, and he said, if they run, we going to hit them.
Lunch.
We going to hit them if they run.
Yeah. These guys
Yeah.
are hungry for him, and I
So
tell you, he's not playing.
run at your own risk if you're a quarterback against Jackson State.
Folks, coming up, the Pepsi halftime show should be great. Sonic, is it the Sonic Boom of the South? Is that the name of the Alcorn State band? That's Jackson State's band, Sonic Boom. Okay, Alcorn State is. See, I caught all of y'all. I had it written down. I've been doing this all my life. I got you, Ken. It's all your fault. You're the color guy. You're supposed to know these things. Pigpen is just a statistician. Here we go. A bounce, an Alcorn State bounce. That's going to wind up close to the 20-yard line. You see, Pigpen's, everybody now is on their computers trying to figure out the name of the Alcorn State band. Leave it alone. Huh? We know we're just teasing y'all, folks. We're just trying to rile up the Alcorn State fans out there. You know, just all you got to remember is JJ. Can you remember JJ from Good Times? Dynamite sounds. I was trying to quiz you there, kid. The sounds.
I'm ready for it,
Dynamite.
baby. I'm ready for it. Look, I'm trying to get through the half.
Here you go with these quiz questions.
I'm
man.
trying to get through the half and see if this Alcorn State defense can make some dynamite and stop Jackson State from getting back into the end zone with 1 minute and 33 seconds to go.
1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 23. Left side, Mulligan gets it. They're going to keep him going down, but man, just some good defense there coming off to that right side. Is that Philip Webb? -1, a loss of a yard on that one as the clock ticks down to 1 minute and 15.
Yeah, I think for Jackson State, if they pick up one first down, then they'll try to pick up the rhythm here. But they don't want to make a mistake up 17 points deep in their own end. They're going to play it safe unless they get a big play.
Here's the throw, right side, adjustments, but that's out of bounds. And the fans didn't like it. Eric Simmons, the intended receiver.
And again, Jacoby Morgan took another big hit from Malachi Bailey off the edge. And the Alcorn faithful thought that was inbounds.
Yeah, that one just slightly off target, about 2 yards out of bounds. Good adjustment that time by Jackson State's Eric Simmons.
But it does stop the clock.
Left side, Mulligan. Ran into another wall there. Too many Braves to count, and a timeout here on the field.
So Alcorn use one of their 2 timeouts. Try to get the football back here.
41 seconds left to play.
So good job by that Braves defense. They do their job. Now, do you set up a punt return or do you try to go for a possible block kick?
Well, I'm sure they're going to go for it here. They're back down behind the 30-yard line. Blakes stands right at the 40-yard line. We know he can get it done. He's a very fast and shifty return man. He's got a lot of field here. Let's see what happens. Noel with another, beautiful punt. Sends him all the way back to the 20-yard line. Blake with a move. Turns, spins, twists, gets out of, and loses the ball. And the Jackson State Tigers jump all over it, and they say they have it. We'll see. Coming out of the bottom of the pile. And a mad scuffle. Kind of looking like a little rugby under there.
Never want to be at the bottom of one of those
No.
piles.
Jackson State saying there, have it. And they do.
Wow.
Knoll with a 54-yard punt sends Blake's all the way back to the 20.
Yeah, a couple of nice moves by Blakes, but he doesn't protect the football, and then it's stripped right there by Desmond Moultrie, who comes up with the forced fumble, and Jackson State back in business. 27.9 seconds to go. Ball sitting at the Alcorn 35-yard line, and another opportunity for the Tigers to try to get points here.
Well, if nothing, they can get a field goal from Baszler. He's well within his range. Timeout for Jackson. Well, if they've got one timeout, and no timeout for Jackson State with 27 seconds. So they're going to have to run a quick play. Hieroglyphics there. Run a quick play. There's a pass across the middle. It's caught right there by Jaylon Dupree. And Dupree will stop the clock there at 20 seconds. The official scrambling for it and trying to get it.
They got to get up. They got a lot of time. Spike the football.
Poised. The clock is started down to 19, and he's going to stop it. Morgan. Well, the Jackson State Tigers seem to be clicking on all cylinders here today. 24-7, the score.
So they got at least an opportunity to take two shots at the end zone, but the ball has to go into the end zone or towards the sideline. Anything in the middle of the field
The clock
is
keeps
going to
ticking.
be dicey.
Morgan drops back, looks right, throws right to the sideline. Good catch that time by Isaiah Spencer, the sophomore from Flora, Mississippi. Gets right out of bounds and keeps 11 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and see, if you're Alcorn there, you have to protect the boundary. You cannot let that receiver get out of bounds. You have to force them inside the field of play. So a poor job that time on the outside.
Kirk Ford, the left tackle, is going to take a break. He's going to come off the field. Mason Barton will check in for him. 2nd and 1 for the Tigers of Jackson State. And a timeout, Alcorn State. Well, you got 11 seconds, so you got enough time for a throw to the end zone. And then you got enough time to come back, spike it, and get your kicking crew out there. Baszler, you're definitely in his zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Deion Robinson, defensive coordinator for Alcorn, he wants to make sure that his team knows the situation. You want to try to tackle the Tigers in the field of play and not allow them to get that field goal opportunity.
I think I want to come back to another game here.
The atmosphere is electric.
I mean, if this is anything like their homecoming, I just wanted everybody to hear that. But man, it's got to be great here for homecoming. It's just going to take you a couple of days to get in the stadium or on campus.
No doubt.
All right, 11 seconds left to play. 2nd and 1. Morgan throws for the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Jackson State. Fortellian with the huge catch in the corner of the end zone. Wow. What a catch. Andrew Smith there on the right side with the defense. Fortellian, the big 6'5" wide receiver from Orlando, Florida.
That player's under review. Let's take a look at it, see if he got one
Oh,
foot down. Looked like he may have been out of
he
bounds.
might have been out of bounds on that one.
I'm not sure he got a foot down. Let's take a look at it one more time. High points the football there. That right
Yeah,
foot, I
that
think
right
it's
foot is
clearly out of
yeah.
bounds. So that's going to come back.
Wow.
One more look. Great job by camera people. And right there.
Oh, right on the line, man.
Yep.
What a great shot there. And no, that one's going to come back. Wow.
Andrew Smith was right there just to make sure that he did not get it in bounds by forcing him out. So this should be a pretty quick review. Now we still have 6 seconds left. So really time, you got to make a decision here if you're Coach T.C. Taylor. Do you take the 3 points now, or do you try to go for the jugular and run the risk if it's incomplete? You may run out of time.
You don't have anything. You don't get anything out of it. But I believe he's going to go for the field goal. I mean, you're just putting it out of reach for Alcorn State. They got to go back into the locker room in the half and not only
After further review,
but they're going to have to.
the receiver's foot was touching the line when he possessed the ball. Therefore, incomplete pass. Third down.
Yeah, just as we said, incomplete pass out of the other end. Beza is coming out on the field, and T.C. Taylor's going to take the points.
Now they put 2 seconds back on the clock.
Well, I couldn't hear the official for Tevin Campbell here. And the Braves are going to go for 3. Beza, Boaz, Alabama. 8 seconds on the clock. Snap is back. The kick is up. And easy peasy there for Beza with a 26-yard field goal. And now the Braves will have 2.7 seconds to try to do something with it. If you're Coach Thomas, what are you telling you guys right now with just 2 seconds left and got to go into halftime?
Well, you got to try to get their confidence back, right? It's the last game of the season. It's senior day. You don't want to go out losing to your rivals, let alone getting blown out by your rivals at home. So there's going to be a lot of soul searching in that locker room for the next 20 to 25 minutes to try to get the most out of these guys to come out in the second half. But it's really been the physical dominance of Jackson State on the offensive and defensive lines that have been the difference in this ball game.
Back deep for Alcorn State. There's going to be Adams and Rogers. A swift kick right in the middle, and is that Sewell diving there down on the ground for it? And it's just going to let the time run out, and we'll head into halftime. Man, what do you say if you're T.C. Taylor? Don't get off the gas?
Don't get off the gas.
And then if you're the Alcorn State team, you got to start your car or get a jump. That's what you're going to need.
Yeah,
Go get me some jumper cables. Today's halftime band performance is brought to you by Pepsi. Now let's watch the sonic boom of the South, the Jackson State Band. Today's halftime performance is brought to you by Pepsi. Stick around. We'll be back with part 2 of the Pepsi halftime show. This is ESPN. Welcome back to Norman, Mississippi. Today's halftime band performance is brought to you by Pepsi. And now let's listen to the sounds of dynamite, the Alcorn State Marching Band. Oh, you're listening to
next week. So they have to get prepared for that one. But I'm sure they are scouting this ball game here today. Now for Alcorn, Xavier Vaughn, he did not start the game. Trey Lawrence started, played the first 2 possessions. Xavier Vaughn came on in relief. Of course, Vaughn got hurt last week against Prairie View, and we'll see what Jackson State has in mind for the second half. Morgan was the starter. We'll see how much he plays here in the second half if this ball game continues to get out of hand.
well, Jackson State knows that they're in the driver's seat right now. Alcorn State has really got to be focused. They really got to put their things back together because Jackson State is 7-0 when leading at halftime. I guess that's why they're 7-0 in conference because they know what to do. I mean, TC Taylor's doing a great job. I want to also mention that Irv Mulligan is got to be the best back in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. He surpassed Walter Payton's record, his single seven record, season record of 1,029 yards. That's Payton's record, 1,029, and he surpassed it. I think about 20 yards. We'll get the exact figure for you here in a minute as we get ready to get this second half underway. Nobody has left the stands.
Well, no, this is a big game. And look, a lot of people waited a long time to get into this stadium. So, they're not going to filter out just yet. And Jackson State will get the football here to begin the second half. And, of course, you want to keep it away from number 0.
And they do. They swim, kick it, and a trick play. They throw it back right side. The Tigers have it, and they give it back over to Terrell Jr., Travis Terrell Jr., and they try to run a trick play where Terrell Jr. can get his hands on the ball, but to no avail. The Braves snuffed it out. And will go on offense. In the first half, the Alcorn State Braves play great defense. Here we go again now with the Jackson State Tigers. Travis Terrell Jr. is in at running back. Irv Mulligan taking a break here. Think he's done for the night? Terrell, wow. Almost had his head taken off by Marion Edwards. Man, he came flying in there. And that'll set the tone. That's going to be a loss of 2 on that one.
Terrell is going to be a star. Tremendous back out of Creekside High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Had a tremendous high school career. Was a track star as well. And he is a tremendous ball player.
Morgan going deep. Throws it out of bounds. The intended receiver was Jonas Fortillion. Good defense there by Aquatic Ross. Morgan had to rush that one because that big number 3 is breathing down his neck again, along with Jaden Boost coming off the corner.
Yeah, they've been putting some pressure on Morgan here at the end of the half. And look, you got to decide to take away something. Either you have to take away the running game or you have to take away the pass.
Slot left, trips up top. Morgan drops back. He's going to run it. Man, nobody in the middle. Spins, stays on his feet, and gets enough for the first down off a 3rd and 12.
Well, they came with the blitz. It was man-to-man coverage in the secondary, and there was no one accounting for Morgan. You watch 5-man rush, step up in the pocket, no spy, couple of spin moves, hit the B button on the Xbox, and gets across midfield.
Looked like a face mask there. The officials missed. Morgan stops, drops, throws quickly there to Isaiah Spencer. Spencer, a gain of 6 on the catch. 13:35 left to play here in the third. We've just got this one underway, folks. If you've just joined us, 27-7 the score. The Tigers all over the Braves here in Lorman, Mississippi. Trips left. Morgan's going to keep it around the right side. Tried to run around the tackle. And Malachi Bailey, or is it Aquatic Ross? It's Aquatic Ross there on the defense. A gain of 3 on the carry.
Well, you know, for Alcorn, they only had 4 home games this year. They played Edward Waters in week 3. Then they had home conference games against Pine Bluff and Texas Southern. All of their other games have been on the road this season.
And that one going right up the middle. The Jackson State Tigers were 3 of 7 on 3rd downs. Now they're going to be 3 of 8 on 3rd down plays here tonight.
Yeah, big 3rd down stop. Again, coming in, you saw Edwards, and he's got a host of his Braves in there along with him to make that tackle. Jaquez Dew was the first man there. You see Wallace Melton coming up to give some support as well.
Ross leading the charge on that one, man. He's been tremendous coming off of that end. Back deep for the Alcorn State Braves. Blakes is going to let that one take a Jackson State bounce, and it'll land right at around the 6 or 7 yard line. 27-7 is the score here in the third quarter. Stick around. We'll step aside. Come back with more. Dr. Charles McClellan's father, otherwise known as Skin, and his mother Lucille. He's a SWAC Hall of Famer, Charles McClellan Jr. And he says, I can tell one Papa McClellan story. All I'm going to say is ribs and cake. We'll get back with it. Ribs and cake.
Well, you have whet my appetite with that one.
I'm not going to even start mentioning Valley Street. I'll tell you in a minute. Here's a quick pass, left side. And Morgan throws that one incomplete. So Charles McClellan and I used to do the games for Prairie View. We were a team. Charles in charge before he blew up and became the boss. And Mr. McClellan would follow us everywhere we went. So when we would come to Jackson, we would get here. Mr. McClellan would be on the fish house. I think it was Ed and Mary's fish house there on Valley Street. And he'd buy us a big old thing of fish, and we'd have fish before. Wait a minute, that's not it, because that night we would head over to the Country Fisherman. I miss the Country Fisherman. Back to live action. Here we go, left side, running around the left. Is that Sewell coming down on the left side for the Alcorn State Braves? No, that was Travarius Adams on the jet sweep. And he'll be stymied back there, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. But back to the story, we would go to the Country Fisherman, and then on my way out, when we would leave after the game, usually Prairie View didn't do so well.
Right.
And as a consolation, Miss Lucille, Mother McClellan, would make me a cake, and Papa McClellan would give us a big old thing of ribs to take back with him.
Oh,
so my memory, my love of coming to Mississippi is ribs and cake.
There you go.
The punt back there. Terrell Jr. is back there. They kick it to Dupree. Dupree skips a tackler and has it knocked out. And the Jackson State Tigers will recover.
Wow.
But talking about dodging a bullet there, they actually gained a couple of more yards.
They did.
But,
Talk about the ball bouncing your way.
Man.
The ball has been bouncing the way of Jackson State this afternoon. And there's a shaken up Panther right where the fumble occurred at the 45-yard line. So we'll check that injury. But the turnovers today, 2 turnovers by Alcorn State. They had an interception. They fumbled a punt that was recovered by Jackson State near the end of the half. And now Jackson State fumbles, but they recover their own fumble. So tough luck all around for Alcorn State here this afternoon.
And again, not to take away from what you're talking about in the game, no one has left these stands. You are absolutely right. The game kind of be out of. Looks like it might be out of hand, but the fans are still here. Folks, stick around. We'll take it. Welcome back to Lorman, Mississippi. The injured player, Muhammadu Diarra, sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee, was the shaken up player on the play. Came off under his own power. Probably see him a little bit later. Big kid, though. Terrell in the backfield with Morgan. Portellian in motion. They come back around and they get it to Portellian. The receiver screen right around the right side. He's got a lot of running room. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jackson State. Wow. We saw that. I was watching that receiver screen set up right there when Portellian came in motion. The safety, when you see the replay, the safety bit and ran back up there. It was all him. 44-yard for the scamper.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here. Again, just a little quick, simple crossing route and just outruns the Alcorn State secondary. Poor tackling downfield. And again, just a shallow cross, bad angle there by number 1. And that was McLaurin. And then he just outruns the rest of the Braves to the end zone. And Jackson State piling it on now. Still a long way to go in this one.
Ahora Beza. Kick is up, and it's good. And now, at the 10-minute mark, the Jackson State Tigers 34-7. And, man, what do you do to stop the bleeding?
Well, you got to put together a drive offensively. You got to give your defense a chance to rest on the sideline. Although that was only a one-play drive, after the fumble on the punt was recovered by Jackson State after the injury timeout, they come right back with the quick strike. Should have just been a 5-yard reception, but he gets all that yak yardage and turns it into a touchdown. So poor tackling by Alcorn has him in a hole.
Yeah, we used to call it arm tackling.
Yes.
You can't arm tackle a big wide receiver like that with so much speed. You got to put some pad on him and stop him. And that time, Fortellian just got up ahead of steam on that simple. You see it crossing pattern. I thought it was a screen. He came in motion, stopped, and it was actually waiting on some blockers, but said, "Hey, I got open field." Took it off around the corner and touchdown. Portellian's a big guy, 6'5", 220.
He has a tremendous frame, great speed, out of Orlando, Florida, just a redshirt sophomore. So he'll be back with Jackson State next year.
Yeah, he's got the size and ability for Sundays, I think.
And that was his 8th touchdown of the season.
Wow.
So he's a big play guy.
Rogers, Brandon back deep. That's going to sail out of the end zone, and we'll have it at the 30-yard line.
And this is something that we didn't expect today. We thought this would be a highly contested ball game that may go down to late in the fourth quarter. And I'm sure this sold-out crowd here this afternoon, especially for the Alcorn faithful that are here, this has to be a bitter taste on the last ball game of the season. And, this is the Alcorn Ball Club that has really played well in the month of November, particularly won their last 2 ball games against Texas Southern and Prairie View. Came into this one with a lot of confidence. Of course, Xavier Vaughn came in somewhat hobbled. They start Trey Lawrence. He got off to a little bit of a shaky start, so they bring Vaughn in. He had the early interception under pressure. So now we'll see if he can try to generate some offense. Still 10 minutes to go in this third quarter. So we still have 25 minutes of football left in this one. But if Alcorn wants to get back in it, they have to do something now.
Miller has stepped in for the Braves, and that one's thrown, and Tabarius Adams can't hold on to that. Was that 8 or 2?
That was Griffin.
That's 2. Pardon me, that's Griffin. And he can't hold on to it. The big tight end with the 10-yard stop. I know about those. But he just can't hold on to it. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Alcorn State. Fortillian for Jackson State, by the way, is 4 for 91 and a touchdown. Right up the middle, Vaughn with a design quarterback sneak. Picks up maybe 5 on the carry. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for Alcorn.
For Alcorn this afternoon, only 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions.
Vaughn drops back to pass, looks, has a man wide open, and it's caught. And that one's going to be enough for the first down. Tabarius Adams, the junior from Meridian, Mississippi, hauls it in. You just said they were 1 of 8. Now they're 2 of 9 on 3rd down conversions.
That was a big completion. Nice little route in front of the corner. Yeah, that's going to be a false start. I think Adams got off the line just a little quick before the ball was snapped.
Yeah, trying to create
false
some
start.
movement.
Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Not a lot of penalties in this ball game. Jackson State only penalized 2 times for 15 yards. This will be the 5th penalty against Alcorn for 51 yards.
1st and 15 for the Braves. Handoff right up the middle, left side between the guard and tackle. Anthony Williams, Jr., a senior from Chicago, Illinois, gets the call. Picks up 8 on the carry.
Gets a little inside handoff, and this is a kid, and Anthony Williams, senior, a lot of speed. They've kind of worked him into the lineup the second half of the season to see if they can get him in space.
Vaughn throws it left side. It's caught and immediately tackled. There's going to be Damian Jones, sophomore from Old Valley, Texas. Now, we live in Texas. Have you ever heard of Old Valley, Texas?
I have not. I'm not sure where Old Valley is.
I don't know where New Valley is, let alone Old Valley. I mean, gee whiz. 7:50 left to play.
We're going to have to find it on the map.
3rd and 5. Let's see if they can convert here. Vaughn drops back, has a man right through the middle, threaded the needle there for Tavarius Adams, and he's still on his feet, grinding and pumping and getting all the way down to about the 22-yard line. Tavarius Adams, the junior from Meridian, Mississippi, with a 32-yard reception.
A couple of big grabs on this drive by Adams. Gets the Braves down near the red zone.
Oh, man, and in trouble is Vaughn. And the Braves pick it up. He threw it in the ground. Was he still in the box? No receivers around?
Yeah, he had a receiver in the area. Anthony Williams, the tailback, was close to him. So that was a legal throwaway that time.
2nd and 10 for the Braves here. Down to 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. A lot of time left. Sewell checks back in for the Braves with the only score for the Braves today, an 82-yard scamper. Trips right. Vaughn drops back, throws it short. Pass intended for number 28, Jacorian Sewell.
Yeah, it was just a wheel route out of the backfield. Xavier Vaughn thought he had Sewell, but it was well covered. Pass underthrown and out of bounds. Probably 4-down territory here for Alcorn.
Sewell, one of those guys that grew up wanting to be a Brave from right down the street, Natchez, Mississippi. Here's Vaughn dropping back the pass. Nice pass right across the middle. Intended for Sewell coming out of the backfield on the wheel route. And to no avail, the Braves again draw a blank.
Well, they are going to bring in the field goal unit with Noah Kiani. So try to make this a 4-score game.
Kiani, from 30 to 39 yards out, is 2 of 2. From 40 to 49, 2 of 3. There's a snap. The kick is up, and it's good. So now he's 3 of 3 here as the Alcorn State Braves get back on the board with 3. 6:45 left to play. 34-10. The score will spin. Picturesque. I tell you, we could just do it every weekend. Let's just call games every weekend. We'll just go through all Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee.
It is an absolutely gorgeous campus here in Lorman, Mississippi. Somewhat hidden and hard to get through or get to, but it is absolutely gorgeous.
Another short kick. They're keeping it out of the hands of Travis Terrell. Eric Simmons, the up back, picks it up and gets about 20 yards on the carry. Caught it at right around the 30 and was written out of bounds right around the 45. Here it is.
Well, that's something that Coach T.C. Taylor is very proud of, is what he calls that hidden yardage. The yardage that Jackson State gets on their punt returns and their kickoff returns that gives their offense good field position and really opens up what you can do as an offense from a play calling perspective. You have the entire playbook at your disposal out at the 43-yard line. If you're backed up inside your own 20, then you're kind of relegated
Limited, absolutely.
to playing safe and running the football or throwing short, safe passes.
Yeah, stop copying off of my paper. You just took my, you just stole my thunder there. I was just about to mention, when we talked to Coach Taylor the other day, he said those hidden yards. And when you start at the 40, 50-yard line, you only have 50 yards to go. You get plenty of rest. The defense stays off the field. I mean, true to his point.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the numbers, their punt return average for Jackson State is 16 yards per return. They only allow 5.5 yards. So that's an 11-yard advantage right off the top.
Right on the right side, there goes Travis Terrell Jr. And a flag's thrown. They're a little chippy out there.
Yeah, Malachi Bailey getting into it with one of the offensive linemen. Looks like big number 79 there. That's Quavion Davis.
Let's see if that negates that 14-yard scamper.
We have 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Personal foul, face mask, defense number 3. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 44. That is his second unsportsmanlike conduct of the game. Number 44 is ejected from the game.
Wow.
Both fouls will be enforced.
Well, I didn't catch Malachi Bailey's first unsportsmanlike conduct.
Neither did I. I don't remember it.
So that's why I'm kind of baffled.
But they say that's his second one, so he's going to be ejected from the ball game.
Wow.
That's a big loss.
That's a big loss.
For
yeah.
the defense. And that's a 30 yards in penalties. 15 yards for the face mask, 15 yards for the unsportsmanlike conduct.
New running back in, number 21, Desmond Moultrie, the senior from Arlington, Texas, is in. Morgan with a toss right across the middle to Marvin Landy. Is that 85 or 86? 88, Marvin Landy, who's going to get up slow. There's the fake. Drop back. Drag right across the middle. Landy picks it up. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10, first down for a 2nd and 5. What? There you go, 2nd and 5. The scoreboard guy. There it is. He's late. He doesn't have Thigpen in here with him. That's why he's just a little off. Here we go. Morgan dropping back. Moultrie gets it, grinds, pumps, and picks up 3 yards on the carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd down, and I'll call it 2.
Moultrie out of Lamar High School in Arlington, Texas.
Going around the left side, Morgan with the fake up the middle. He's going to go on the left all the way in to the end zone for a touchdown. A 9-yard scamper by Jacobian Morgan, the junior from Canton, Mississippi.
Yeah, just fakes the inside zone read. No one sets the edge for Alcorn, and the Braves defense is kind of falling apart here. That's the normal spot where Malachi Bailey would be, but with him being ejected from the ball game, Morgan attacks that side of the field, walks in for another touchdown for Jackson State.
Snap is back. The kick is up, and it's good. Jackson State 41. Alcorn State 10 with 5 minutes and 6 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Wow, who would have thought?
Not us.
Well, after talking with after talking with the coaches, after talking with some of the players, this week, I just thought this would be a more competitive game. Both teams got up real high to play this one, and man, the emotion and the excitement was going on. But the Braves fans were great at the beginning, man. They start off fantastic. Now somewhat subdued. Back deep, Rogers and Adams.
Going to hit the exits now on the home
Baszler
side.
getting ready to kick it off. And man, this is a huge surprise. Sounds of Dynamite trying to get fired up and trying to fire up their team. Not really Dynamite right now, more like a small firecracker, just not playing. Here's the kick. Adams gets it at the 6, to the 10, to the 20, finds a hole to the 30, has a man to beat, one man to beat, gets it to midfield. And what a great run by Adams.
Touchdown saving tackle by Mike Smith III on special teams. The freshman preventing the kickoff return for score.
Yeah, 44-yard return. That should give them some momentum here. The Brave faithful need to start getting fired up here again. Sewell in the backfield with Xavier Vaughn. Vaughn in the shotgun. Sewell in motion. That's that screenplay and nowhere to go. Just great defense coming off the end there to make the tackle. Cameron Smith, the junior from Cleveland, Ohio. That's going to put them back a yard. They're going to lose a yard. 2nd and 11 now for the Braves. Here we go, right side, just to run right off the guard and tackle. And Jackson State having a lot of fun. Sewell couldn't do it.
Well, we talk about the SWAC
No
championship.
gain on the play.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the SWAC championship game coming up in a couple of weeks between Jackson State and Southern. And think about all the SWAC championships for Alcorn, 13 SWAC championships. Their last 2 in 2018 and 2019 under former head coach Fred McNair, and of course the long lineages of McNairs here at Alcorn, with Steve, of course, back in the 90s. Trying to get this team back to
Vaughn
that
keeps
championship level.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Vaughn keeps it and goes around the left side with no gain on the play. I remember the great years of Alcorn State. Cordell, who was great, man. He was something else. The Cordell coach when I was playing football back here at Prairie View A&M University, and just some great football teams here from Alcorn State. They are building a new program and trying to get back to their winning ways, in the words of Cedric Thomas. Thomas said a lot, talked about his family life and balancing football and balancing, his home life, and had to spend some time with his family. Asked him, some of his mentors, how do you get this stuff done? And Cordell was one of them. And he says, hey, man, you got to have some balance. You got to spend time with wife. You got to have wife time. You got to have your children's time. But most of all, you got to have me time also to kind of sit back and digress all of this is going on, because it's got to be a lot of pressure I mean, you got 125, 130 people you're responsible for. That's responsible for you making enough wins or winning enough to make enough money for so that they can support their families also. So it's just not about you and your family. New quarterback in for the Jackson State Tigers, Zion McDonald, the junior from Ridgeland, Mississippi, has checked in along with Travis Terrell right in the backfield for him. And I think we've seen the last of Morgan.
Yeah, Zy McDonald played in 4 games so far this season. He's only attempted one pass. It was complete for 29 yards and a touchdown. So he's batting 1,000 on the season.
He's going to keep it on this one. Go around the right side, finds a hole, stays on his feet, runs to the right, still on his feet, and creamed across the 40. But man, what a great run by Zion McDonald. 20-yard run, 20-yard pickup on that one. And there goes Muhammadu Diarra to go get checked out. Was one of the injured players. He's going to go see what's going on. Another injured player on the field. Alcornite there on the ground. He gets right back up.
Jackson State, you definitely don't want to get any of your starters injured. And Isaiah Spencer, and we talk about, earlier in the ball game, all of the skill position players that they've lost this season. They've lost 7 guys that were either first or second team wide receivers or running backs or tight ends on this ball club, and they've still been able to put up points as a premium at an offense. Really says a lot about TC Taylor and his offensive staff.
Bennett goes in motion to the other side. Terrell around the right side picks it up, and that's going to be a gain of about 8 on the carry. I'm getting ahead of our statistician here. I tell you, we are so fortunate to have. It's a gain of 5. Philip Thigpen in as our statistician. He's the best I've ever worked with. Here we go back to live action. McDonald gives it to Terrell. No, he keeps it, drives it right up the middle, spins, turns, and falls right about the 45-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down. We'll move the sticks, and the drive will stay alive, and there goes flags on the play.
The officials definitely want to keep this one under control. Coming up upon the end of the third quarter, still got another quarter to go, and looks like one of the players is being escorted to the sideline, and
that's going to be Zion McDonald. Number 3 is coming to the sideline. And, oh, man.
We have 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. 1 live ball, 1 dead ball. Personal foul, face mask, defense number 3. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 0. Both fouls will be enforced. That is number 0's first foul toward disqualification.
Well, Zion McDonald comes out of the game to fix his helmet. He was the one that was, I guess he was the recipient of the face mask because he's trying to get his helmet together. And, man, what a tremendous penalty. Is that 25 yards?
60, 30.
30. 2 15-yarders, yeah.
Yeah, back-to-back. That's what happened on the last series. They had back-to-back 15-yard penalties. And now the freshman, Parker Stofa will come in at quarterback. 6'3", 210-pound freshman out of Judson High School in Converse, Texas.
And a timeout here called on the half. I think TC Taylor is calling both his side together to say, hey, we need to turn it down a little bit. Not the intensity for the game, but for the extracurricular activity. I was trying to find the correct word without getting fired. 41 to 10 the score here with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. to play here in the third quarter, man. This has just been a tremendous game, a tremendous atmosphere, and just a beautiful weekend. Mama and I left Friday and traveled through Louisiana. We took the back way and came up through 61 and, well, where did we go? Came up and hit 61 and came up through here. And just a beautiful drive, man. Nice, beautiful days. Good weather. Nice,
Excellent.
cool, little brisk air in there, man. It was great. Here's the quick pass across the right side, and it's too tall. Stofa throwing it on a crossing pattern. Eric Simmons, the intended receiver. That one just a little high. Good coverage.
Yeah, we're digging down deep down the Jackson State depth chart right now.
Yeah, they're pulling everybody out here. He wasn't even listed on the card here. Freshman from Converse, Texas, bright future. He can throw the ball. I was watching him in warm-ups.
Yeah.
And he's got an arm. Yeah, I was watching him. I'm like, he's not hard to miss. And I was like, man, that big, tall kid has an arm on him, a rifle. And, I mean, he was throwing him 60, 70 yards like it wasn't anything. Down to a minute to play here in the third. Stofa with a handoff, but he keeps it. He's going to get to the 5, to the 2-yard line. Stofa, another big package going around the right side here.
So you see that Jackson State crowd, they want to see the freshman get into the end zone. This is his first action of the season. So they want to see him get some points.
14-yard gain on the carry, 41-10. Jackson State is not letting up. Stofa in the backfield with a new running back there, Ezekiel Johnson. And
it's like Stofa.
Stofa hurt there.
Came down real awkward on that handoff.
And now Stofa now you've got to shake that one off.
No,
they're going to bring in.
That doesn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't. They're going to bring in Zy McDonald back in.
Watch it here. He's going to jump, and he's going to come down.
Oh, looked like there on his back is grabbing his knee.
That is, we hope the best. I
mean, he's walking. He's still walking over there.
So hopefully he's just shaking up a little bit, but that looked a little scary.
Man, Zy McDonald hands it off right up the middle. Brand new running back, Amari Matthews, a junior, from Midlothian, Texas. Midlothian.
I think that's up there in up in the
Old Valley, or where was it? New Valley? What was it?
I think that's up near Dallas.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, I think that's up near Dallas.
3rd and 1. You can get they can get 1 yard before a touchdown. 3rd and 1. McDonald gets it on the right side, turns, twists, drives, pumps, drives, keeping the legs going. Did he get to the 1 yard line to keep the drive alive and make it 1st and goal? Let's see.
Hands on the spot.
And that's what I'm looking at, the spot. And no, they're saying no, he didn't get it. And they're going to bring in the heavy jumbo package?
They're going to keep it basic.
No, they're going to keep it, yeah. They don't want to get anyone hurt. 4th down for the Tigers. McDonald gets it, hands it off right up the middle. No, McDonald is just going to keep it, faked it right up the middle. Good fake in McDonald.
They faked out our camera crew.
It faked out Charles Porter almost.
Faked out everybody.
And that goes right in. Zy McDonald for the touchdown. 47 now to 10 the score here in Lorman.
That was a great fake by McDonald. Looked like they would have had the touchdown either way because Matthews up the middle got into the end zone as well on the fake.
New kicker, Lalani Armenta with the kick. Snap is back, and it's good. And 14-11 left to play. That is Armenta I hope I'm saying it right. He hadn't been seeing any action. This is his first action of the year. Armenta, yeah, he's a sophomore from Ventura, California. I see you looking at that ledger. Can
Yeah,
you imagine how many players Alcorn State has sent, pardon me, Jackson State has sent to the professional ranks?
I'm sure it's been quite a few.
109
Wow.
for Jackson State.
Wow.
For Alcorn State, 111 players have went to the NFL from right here in Lawrence, Mississippi.
I mean, you think about back in the 70s,
That's what the
all of the great players went to HBCUs.
Absolutely.
Jerry Rice's and your
Well, let's go
Walter
further. Let's go back to Robert Brazil. Let's go back to Elvin
Brazil.
Badea. I mean, talk about some of the old greats. Kenny Burrow. I mean, Double O. My guy. Lord rest his soul.
Yes, sir.
From right there in
Yes, sir.
Florida, went to Texas Southern University. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Garland Boyette, and man, gee whiz, all of the big players. And they were mostly linemen and linebackers. Very few skilled people. We talk about Jerry Rice, but most of them were linebackers,
Right.
defensive, and offensive players.
Right.
All the way back to the 5-yard line was Adams, and Adams runs right, left, across the 20-yard line. Late flag comes in. And that's going to be landing at about the 23. Let's see what the infraction is.
During the return, blocking the back on the return team, number 10. Excuse me, number 13. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Wow. Yeah, that's Day Bright, the cornerback, with the block in the back. Couldn't really see it on that one. But Cedric Thomas is not happy.
Clinton McKinney, actually.
Clinton McKinney?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no problem. Sophomore out of Tampa, Clearwater Academy. But as you mentioned, all of the penalties against Alcorn today, that's 10 penalties for over 100 yards against the Braves this afternoon. A lot of those of the personal foul, major variety.
Here we go, a scamper right around the right side. Anthony Williams Jr. with the call. Picks up 7. Vaughn rolls right, has a little running room, stays on his feet, didn't get quite to the sticks where he wanted to. 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, quiet afternoon for Vaughn. 10 of 18 passing the football for 86 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Before that run, he only had 6 yards on 5 carries. So his Jackson State defense has done a tremendous job of keeping him bottled up, and really this entire Alcorn rushing attack. 19 carries for 127 yards, but remember, 82 yards of those were on one play. So
yeah, absolutely.
You take that away.
Big scamper.
Very low rushing average.
Yeah,
for the
3rd
Braves.
and 1. Here's their big truck package, the big truck driver package.
Truck overload.
Oh, wow.
5-yard penalty.
That's 105 yards in penalties now.
Yeah, make it 126.
126.
They average 80 yards a game in penalties, does Alcorn, which is not great. But this here today, a lot of it is frustration fouls, personal
Absolutely,
fouls.
yeah. They got up for this one, and they wanted to go out here with a bang.
Right.
You know, you get your arch rival to come to your house. Of course, Alcorn beat them last year.
Right.
So it's a little payback. So that's why it's a little chippy. But these have been some great games, some great rivalry over the years.
Yeah.
And, you know, living in Texas and going to Prairie View and seeing the Prairie View Texas Southern rival for most of my life, you only know about these other rivals. You know about the Bayou Classic, okay? Because everybody knows about the Grambling Southern thing, but you only hear about these type of games. The Mississippi Valley game against Jackson, that's always a big game, even though it's always lopsided. The fans come out and watch it, but this one by far has got to be the biggest HBCU game in Mississippi.
Yeah, this is a huge one. Huge rivalry game in the state of Mississippi. Uh, and you can tell by the crowd that was here,
Oh
even
yeah,
though there was,
absolutely.
as far as the standings, everything is set. Jackson State knows that they're going to the SWAC championship game, but that was a huge buildup for this ball game, and uh, Jackson State came to play, and I won't say Alcorn didn't come to play. I just think they've been overmatched today.
Vaughn right up the middle, finds room, and has enough for the first down across the 25, close to the 26, 13 yards on the pickup.
The largest margin of victory in this season was in 1999. Jackson State won this game 58-6 in Jackson. That was the largest margin of victory.
Quick pitch right side. Sewell goes out of bounds. And the officials quickly over there to get Sewell out of danger, out of the Tigers' den.
We were talking earlier about the history between the two teams and their records. So from 1956 to 1973, it was Alcorn A&M. And Jackson State, between 1956 and 1973, had an advantage of 13 wins to 4 losses and 1 tie. That's when Alcorn was known as Alcorn A&M. Then in 1974, named Alcorn State. And since 1974, Jackson State leads the series 29-21. So
Yeah, man, that's tremendous. Alcorn, I think it was A, M, and N at one. Yeah, A, M, and N. Oh, that's Arkansas Pine Bluff. Okay, that's UAPB, A, M, and N. What does the N stand for?
have to go to
I'm just,
Arkansas and
yeah,
find out.
I'm gonna try. I actually, Ron Levertt's probably listening. I'm gonna ask him when I get back. Right up the middle, here comes a run from the tight end Tavarius Griffin there in the big truck driver package. The Alcorn State Braves, and no gain on the play, right to the line of scrimmage. $10 left in the annual Soul Bowl.
And, as we begin to look forward to that championship game coming up December 7th, Jackson State and Southern. Uh,
It's going to be huge
get to that
also.
in a moment.
Here's a long, deep pass. Only receiver in the vicinity was Tavarius Adams, but to no avail, just let that one air out.
Yeah, when Jackson State and Southern meet, it's going to be a rematch of a game that they had back on September 14th in Jackson, Mississippi. The Tigers won that ball game 33-15.
Vaughn gets the snap, drops back. Here comes the pressure from the right side. He gets it complete, though, right up the middle there to Tavarius Griffin, the senior from Tallahassee High School in Alabama. 7 yards on the carry. Tallahassee High School. Is there a Tallahassee, Alabama, or is that a misprint? That's going to bring up a fourth down in a punting situation. 4th and 3, back deep for the Braves is Tavarius Griffin. And there is a timeout. 9 minutes left to play in this one. We'll step aside. The score here in Lorman, 48-10, Jackson State. From Boca Raton, Florida, or actually, we're just trying to get it together. Yeah, that's going to be 83. Damian Jones? Well, there's no 83. That's why we're baffled here on any of the scorecards. Well, his name is Damian Jones for this game. Let's just do it that way. First and 10 for the Tigers, right up the middle, right side. And they're just clearing down the depth chart here in this one here, trying to get everybody a little time. Amari Matthews with the carry. And, well, gee whiz, you would think that would be in the game notes or something. But Leilani Armenta, thank you, Charles Bishop, is a backup kicker. She is from St. Bonaventure High School in Ventura, California. That was noteworthy. Right up the middle, right side goes the Jackson State Tigers. And Matthews, the junior from Midlothian, Texas, getting some playing time there.
Yeah, so for Armenta, who kicked the field goal, she became the first female to play in an HBCU Division I football game, also the first woman to score in an FCS HBCU football game. She made her first appearance against Bethune-Cookman.
Matthews with the call again. Here's Ventura.
Has a good look at her on the sideline there. She scored against Arkansas Pine Bluff on October 28th with 3 extra points. And she's got her first field goal today.
Well, she's warming up like she's going to get a little more action, another opportunity.
That's awesome, man. I mean, that is just a great, great feat.
Kudos to Jackson State. Right up the middle. Matthews just grinding all over the defense there. A pickup of 6 on that one. Moultrie, rather, in for the Tigers of Jackson State, runs it right up the middle and picks up 6. 48-10, Jackson State, convincing.
Shocker.
Over Alcorn State. I'm like, wow. Moultrie goes left side. McDonald is going to keep it around the left side. Gets to the 50, now to the 45, and is finally brought down. McDonald padding his stats, also 16 yards on that one. McDonald.
That was his 6th carry of the afternoon.
First and 10 for Alcorn State. McDonald brings a man in motion to the left side. Hands off right up the middle and twisting and turning and driving is going to be Ezekiel Johnson, the senior from Brunswick, New Jersey. Gain of 2 on the carry.
So a great opportunity for a lot of these young kids that don't get a lot of playing time. Get some moments here. Final regular season game for both of these ball clubs.
McDonald. Left side, great tackle. Coming in and making a big tackle. Johnson has nowhere to go.
That was Cedric Roberts, 6-foot freshman, Peach County High School in Fort Valley, Georgia. shooting through to make that tackle. And a lot of these young players for Alcorn, they're going to have some competition because they have a great recruiting class coming in from Coach Cedric Thomas. And we talked about, he said he had a lot of recruits here today that he's hoping to sign. And we asked him, what is the plan? First year head coach, first time really on the recruiting trail as a head coach. But he says recruiting is his joy.
forte, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he's known for, his recruiting and getting athletes into school. And 36, I think, recruits here today, quite a few, and man, they're treating them like kings.
yeah, absolutely. And we talked about, okay, what's the balance between recruiting to high school and dipping into the transfer portal? And he said the foundation that he wants is the high school recruits. He will use the transfer portal to fill in pieces here and there, but he wants those high school players, and he really wants those that can come in early, like in January, and prepare. Because they only get one set of practices in the summer in July, and then they're starting football at the end of August. So those early enrollees are critical to development here at Alcorn.
And trying to pin the Braves back deep doesn't work. And they'll bring it back out to the 30-yard line. That one's going to go back in with their flags on the play. And we'll wait and see what the infraction is.
Results of the play: touchback, holding on the return team, number 23. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Alcorn. Timeout on the field.
Timeout here on the field, ladies and gentlemen. 3:02 left to play. We'll step aside and come back with more from Laurel. No gain on the pay, or maybe a loss of 2 on that one. Ward with the tackle.
They'll have to run at least one more play before the 2-minute timeout.
They're just letting it. Folks, coming up, the end of this contest, the Gatorade player of the game. Start getting Kevin May with the carry. Pardon me, Jacorian Sewell with the carry there, folks. He's the sophomore from Natchez. He's right down. He's one of those kids that we met down at the concession stand that's been an Alcorn kid for life. Grew up right there in Natchez and wants to be an Alcorn Brave. Stick around, folks. It's the 2-minute timeout here. We'll be back with the final couple of minutes. Prize, and much to our chagrins, the Jackson State Tigers, man, have really handled the Braves.
Man, they have put it all together this afternoon for this season finale.
Quick pass, left side. Trey Lawrence has checked into the game, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. Pass complete to Tavarius Adams. That's going to be a first down for the Braves.
So Trey Lawrence started the ball game this afternoon, played the first couple of series before giving way to Xavier Vaughn.
And, man, that was one of the most fiercest quarterback battles in the SWAC this year. I mean, they really went for two very capable quarterbacks, two very good quarterbacks, man. Kind of like, wow, what made the other one outshine him? I guess his running ability.
Right.
Here we go back right side. That's what the coach said. Quick pass right side. He says that, Vaughn was the versatile quarterback, the dual threat. He can throw it and can run it. But Trey Lawrence has got the quick arm that can get it done in the passing game.
Of course, Xavier Vaughn came over with offensive coordinator Jermaine Gales. They both came over, transferred in. Where Gales obviously was hired, and Vaughn decided to transfer with him.
4 yards on that one. Sewell trying to scamper around that right side. Man, bright future for both of these teams. They've got some pieces in there that are going to ensure that they are competitive for years to come as there's more talking,
Laundry.
intelligent talking out there
Yes.
going
After
on.
the play, unsportsmanlike conduct for 8 on the offense. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct number 10 on the defense. Those penalties offset. 3rd down.
Wow.
Well, we have 12 accepted penalties against the Braves this afternoon for 141 yards. 3 penalties against Jackson State for 20 yards.
Under a minute left to play here in Lormont. Quick pass right side, and it's caught. Trey Lawrence with the quick trigger will move the sticks. Amarion Blakes, the sophomore from Shaw, Mississippi, with the reception, and I think that's just about going to do it here. Close billboard 54 right here, ladies and gentlemen, as that one is going to do it here for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to tell you about the SWAC Gatorade Player of